Welcome to the Fuel Only Podcast. My name is Shane Dunnigan here, as always, with the great Joey Glover. Joey?
Dude, what is up? What is up, dude? It's been 2 weeks.
Oh
Our
my
IT
gosh.
guy, he must be on vacation. He's not answering his phone. This is ridiculous. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, let's take him behind the curtain, Joe. So we usually do a podcast every week. We record it. I put it together. One of us uploads it. But last week we were trying to use, Joe, what do we use? StreamYard?
Yeah, StreamYard.
Yeah, we were trying to use StreamYard. And for whatever reason, Joey sounded good on my computer. I did not sound good on Joey's computer. So
Yeah, I think they want us to pay the $100 a month or something like that. I think we ran out of our free blessings.
yeah, so our free ride was over with StreamYard. And then so last week we didn't have a pod, unfortunately. And
Yeah, it was busy week. I've been so busy.
Yeah, Joey's been busy and we weren't able to recap Talladega, Joe. And
Yeah,
that
we
made
didn't
me
miss
it made me
anything.
a little bit sad. But
It did. Yeah,
so
what
before we get into it, we're back.
we're back.
And Talladega in the books, Joe. 2 weeks ago, Tyler Reddick, that sneaky SOB, he pulls it
Came
out.
through.
Your boy McDowell
Poor
decided to,
McDowell, man. I was
yeah.
rooting for him so hard. I really I was rooting for him. I mean, I was like, this is it. You know, he's gonna get another one. And he just blocked, he just came way too down. I mean, he came way too far down, you know. And I watched the I guess it's not the in car, but it is kind of the in car, and you could hear the spotter. Like while I was watching the race, I saw him go up, and his guy's like, all right, he's going low, go low, go low. And he stayed up too
Yeah.
long.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't make any sense. And I'm like, go down. What are you doing? And then it was, you know, he was like a delay. And when he came down, it was just that air in the bumper just completely. And, you know, and then here comes Reddick, just, you know, Denny Hamlin gets to celebrate again.
Joe, you never want to be leading on that last lap at the super speedways.
No,
You're gonna get used up.
You're a sitting duck. Literally, you're a duck that's just sitting there, just just getting plucked out of the water. I mean, it sucks. And Brad, it sucks for him too, because he made the move, he did it, and then, you know, if they would have just, you know, maybe, you know, drag raced, you had the straightaway, whoever was going to be faster, just go. And, you know, of course, Brad doesn't get it either. Ford still hasn't won a race, and
Joey, Ford, panic for Ford right now.
It's bad. They haven't won a race in all three divisions: truck, Xfinity, and Cup. I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's 30 races.
Well, does Hill runs Chevy?
Yeah. Yep. He's RCR.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Enough about that, Joe. We got that out of the way. Our Talladega recap. You know what? Before we go, though, I don't love the new fuel saving component to the super speedways. And we're going to talk about Denny Hamlin. I feel like every week now we're talking about Denny.
Mm-hmm.
Denny had a great.
I called it. I called the Denny Hamlin win. You know, I sent you a text and I said he's going to win either way.
I know, but I do love Denny's idea of shorten the stages at the super speedways. If people are going to try to save fuel because they try to carry the window to the next stage, shorten the stages and then they'll run hard the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's so funny. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, he just makes so many good points, but no, go ahead.
So I just think it's funny because they're running 3 wide and people are saving. And then immediately, as soon as they stop saving, it's only 2 wide racing.
Yep. And they're flying.
So
yep.
Just different for the product.
It is. And I'm still on the same train, and I'm going to stay on that train until something happens. And, you know, Denny's a big, I mean, he's fighting hard for it. Is the 1.5 miles is all we have. It's all we have.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, that's all we have. And it's unfortunate, you know, watching recaps of Talladega and older races and them moving around and being able to go everywhere. I mean, you just can't, you know, you're stuck together. You're glue, you know, and it's, I know it's a safety thing and we've talked about it over and over and over again, but something needs to change, and they need to do it faster than possible. I don't even know, but Yeah, Talladega was good. It was fun. It was good to see the Toyota boys take themselves out. You know, Bubba.
Feel bad
Eric
for Eric
Jones.
Jones though. Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
prayers up for Eric Jones.
that in-car cam, when he was like, I think
The
something's
audio,
wrong,
the audio
and
was
I was just
worse.
like, oh yeah, that's what I mean. The audio. Oh my god, it was so bad to hear him, like his back, obviously, bro, and like couldn't breathe. It was just like, oh man, and there was you know, it didn't work out for them. So,
But
but
that's why they keep the plates on the. That's why they have the restrictor plate racing.
yeah, they do. But and it was cool to see Jordan. I'm more of a Jordan guy than LeBron, and Kobe guy over LeBron. I think LeBron ruined the NBA. So it was good to see Jordan there, and how lucky, and how Tyler Reddick's son, like when he's older, and he doesn't realize that this guy Michael Jordan holding him. He's like, oh, some guy's holding me. I don't know why. I don't know what the hell. This guy's always
He has
around.
no clue, Joe.
They say he sends my daddy shoes. He's got a lot of money. They say, he flies us on his private jet. Like, man, this guy's cool, but he has no idea who this guy that is holding him in victory lane. Just, you know, that kid. I'm jealous of what I don't know. He's 4 years old, whatever it is.
Maybe 3.
But 3. I don't even know. But yeah, it's super cool. It was super cool. I like Reddick. I'm a huge fan of Reddick. And you don't expect it from him there. You think the 1.5, the road courses, stuff like that. So it was good. It was a good overall. And let's God, I can't even think about where were we?
Before we get into
week?
Dover,
Oh,
Joe,
Dover. Jesus, my favorite track on NASCAR heat. But yeah, go ahead.
we got to talk about Denny Hamlin's comments from the other day.
Oh,
you sent them to me, and it just made me, it was very interesting where he's talking about running certain races, not running other races.
Yes. So he's talking about the whole charter stuff going on.
He's trying to turn this into golf. This is a very live PGA thing that he's talking about. Yeah.
Yes. No, he's and I wouldn't be upset. Obviously, a guy running NASCAR or owning a team can't run NASCAR. That just wouldn't work. You can't. I mean, own a league.
Denny runs for Joe Gibbs, but he owns a team that he doesn't run for.
Right? Yeah, but then you couldn't run NASCAR because, like, I feel like he would be great at running NASCAR. Some things, obviously they'd have to, go over, but he makes good points every single week. And, he's talking about, if this were like a golf thing, you pick and choose, you have to run a minimum amount of races, and you get to skip certain tracks. Like, man, I suck at this track. Bubba Wallace, you know what? I'm not even going to show up to the road courses. They're just going to kill my points. You know what I mean? But you still, obviously, there's 26 races in the regular season. You have to run 20. You can skip 6. Yep. Or you have to run 15. And, whatever. I'm just throwing it out. It doesn't matter what it is. And then you can still qualify if you get a win or you're still in those points. But if someone else is showing up for all 26, you may not make it. But if you're going to show up to the good tracks, you may win. And then you're in. So it adds a spice. It definitely does. But where do you draw the line at? It's all about money. It's all about money. I mean, these golf tournaments that Tiger's not in, Scheffler's not in, Scotty now, I mean, he's on a roll. All these guys, even let me think. God, what's another golfer that didn't, Ricky Fowler, he's a famous guy. He hasn't been good in golf in 10 years, but I mean, I don't know how long, but like him not showing up, there's fans that have been fans for a long time. How do you have a race with no Kyle Larson, no Denny Hamlin, no Chase Elliott?
Well, TV isn't going to like it.
No,
because that's how they sell sponsors. And then from a points perspective, do the points then follow the driver or the car? Because if Joe Gibbs is going to make money off that 11 car, whether Denny's driving it or not, right?
100%.
So are you going to put a lower level guy in that 11 car?
Yeah.
And then what if he wins? So then does he get to qualify for the playoffs as well?
You know what?
It adds another layer.
You make a good point because, it's almost as if they should join. If this were to happen and, maybe people could listen to us, what if you kind of used the lower level, the Xfinity guys. Even if a guy wanted to be in the truck series, maybe Raja Cruz wanted to get a shot. Why not maybe use those points? If you do well in Cup, put those towards the Xfinity, or, and then there's this point system for the Cup guys, or for the Xfinity or truck guys, and you're getting boosted up. If you get a Cup win, you're top 4 in Xfinity, or, there's a list of guys that are fighting to make it to Cup. What if you had a list of all these points that if you ran, because that tells you this guy's ready for Cup. So if you have Heim, Austin Hill, Eckers, all these guys, what if there was like a running list of these guys are next for Cup to move up?
Well, that's very Premier League-esque, right, Joe? Because if you finish last in the Premier League, you get kicked out of the upper level. And if you finish first in the lower level, you get to go up.
Yes. So what if it was, what if there's no, this is our guy, we're waiting for a spot to open up, someone, Barry, like take Barry for Harvick, Harvick retired and they were like, all right, we're going to take this guy. What if there was just a list like, no, this guy Eckers, the 19 car, or Austin Hill, he's won the most, he's got the most points for blah, 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 driving in Cup, because he's filling in for guys that aren't racing that week because they choose to take a week off for family time, or, like golf. That's what we're exactly. And then there's this list, and it's like, you're bringing guys in that are ready. You're not throwing and I feel bad when I say this, guys that tried to come in, Ty Dillon, just because of his grandpa and, the money, he was able to go in there and he wrecked every week. He wasn't ready. Why not bring these guys? And you always keep it. You're not having these guys.
And that's what we were talking about. Remember, we talked about Allgaier. We're like, hey, how come Allgaier's not up? He was up. He sucked.
Yes. So make it, you have to prove yourself in Cup to be able to stay up there. So that might be kind of cool. You're going to get these guys that you're proving. And then when those guys are up racing Cup that week, now you're talking the top guys in trucks. Caruth, you're going to race an Xfinity car this weekend. You're going to do this. And it creates this, obviously this would never happen, but it's fun to talk about.
No, for sure.
But like Caruth, all right, let's see what you're made of in Xfinity this week. You know what I mean? Can you dominate the lower guys that aren't good enough right now in Xfinity to be racing these Cup races this weekend? Or are you're still down in the Cup series or truck series where you belong? You know what I mean? It'd be kind of interesting.
And create a ladder, right? For people to get up.
Yeah. And it would be kind of cool. It's all right. This guy's raced Cup through 2 or 3 races. He's finished 30th or worse. All right. He's not getting this next drive with Chase's car, who's taking it off to go spend time with his dad. They're snowboarding. You know what I mean?
Oh, too soon.
You know what I mean? But it would be, I just don't see how it would work. Denny saying, ability to skip races. I just don't see it happening. There's too much money.
It screws up the playoffs too. That's the biggest thing, I think, is it screws up the playoffs.
It screws up everything. So I don't know. I'd love to, if he goes into detail and if he were to really, push it, I'd love to see what he's actually thinking. I mean, he's got the manpower, he's got the clout, like you said, he's got the name, he's got everything, he's got a team, he's got Jordan. If it was a money thing, they could figure out ways to make money other than that. I think, I don't know, but it'd be exciting. It'd be super exciting. Like, it would switch it up. You wouldn't have the same guys every single week, and you'd be like, oh damn, this rookie, Jesse Love, the 2-car in Xfinity, he's become one of my favorites. He came in as a rookie and he hasn't dominated, but he's been damn good. And it's like, okay, this guy belongs. Like, holy shit. And it's like, but then, this is where it gets tough. I now I'm going to baseball.
Okay.
You can't, this guy just hit 3 home runs in 2 days. The A's top prospect is killing it right now in AAA. And Tyler Soderstrom was our top number 1 guy before that. He was brought up. And was he brought up too early? It's the A's? Yeah, he was. Struggled. Now he's back down. So if you bring a guy up too early and he struggles, it's like, oh, well, this guy, Joey Bart for the Giants, wrong situation. Like, what if you get brought up and you're starting to bring someone up too soon, and then it's like it kills this guy's chances, or it hurts this guy, or you know what I mean? I don't know, because Joey Bart, he's succeeding now. He just a different thing. So what if bringing guys up too early but I mean, it's never going to happen, but it's fun to talk about, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it would ever happen. Golf, it's easy because there's 150 people in the field, but it still hurts. If Scotty Scheffler, if it's an event, all of us, if it's an event where all the big guys are out, it's like, no, all right, it's okay if we miss this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. But all right, yeah, let's get into Dover. I forgot about it. I mean, that's the kind of week it's been last week, and not being able to talk last week. We didn't even get to talk about Dover coming up, and one of my favorite tracks. So where do we start? Qualifying.
Let's get into Dover. Stage 1 coming up.
Stage 1, let's do it.
Stage 1. We know the intensity builds up.
Through the grass. Wow.
What a run. Blaney gets to win stage 1.
Stage 1. Dover is in
Stage 1.
Stage 1. Dover's in the books, Joe. Dover's in the books. And right before we got to stage 1, you were going to talk about qualifying.
Yeah, I totally forgot. Dude, it's been 2 weeks and I forgot about stages.
No, but I think qualifying is a good place to start. So you got when you go to first off, when you go to Dover, they keep the intermediate track package. So we're not short track racing, thank God, Joe.
Yeah.
It is a short track, but with the high banks, it races more like an intermediate track. So you can go high, you can go low.
I mean, and I don't want to go too far into it, but like just Kyle Larson just riding those high walls, trying to get the momentum, and we'll get to the end of the race but dude, I just love it. It's a mini Texas.
It is. I love that track. And when they qualified, Joe, it was cold out.
It was freezing.
And the track the marbles were out, Joe. They were chewing up the tires.
Yeah, no, it was. And I thought we were going to have the same tire gate. I mean, there were cords. They were 14, 15 laps and there was cords. And everybody's like, oh shit, what do we got going on here? And then you just like, they said in the pre-race, he said, if you live on the East Coast, and you don't like the weather, just wait about 20 minutes and it'll change like that.
Probably
and
it's
that
sounds like a Mike Joy line.
Yeah, and the next day, 20 degrees hotter. The track's 40 degrees hotter. It was like 70 something and 115.
Yeah, and they're laying rubber down, which was what we wanted.
Oh, you could see in the first couple of laps just the tires, just the marks, and it was perfect. Guys were riding high. Larson early was passing people high, but yeah, qualifying, it was not good for Hendrick, except for Byron.
That was what I was going to get into. Is they have there's two schools of thought, right? You go short run speed, hope for cautions. You go long run speed, hope for long green flag runs. And Hendrick kind of played it down the middle. Bowman and Byron had the short run speed. Chase and Larson had the long run speed.
They went for it. They qualified in the 20s, and then they said, "Oh, we're all right." And
we were talking about it. Even when they run 2 laps in qualifying, Blaney runs like a 22.14. Yeah. His second lap is slower. But
all
the
of them,
Hendrick guys, guys who had the long run cars, their second laps were faster. So you're thinking, all right, tomorrow, if these go green for a long time, you're going to get,
they're going to be
you're going to be able to run through the field. And that's what they did.
Yeah. And Denny kind of played the intermediate.
He did.
And it worked out.
He's so sharp because he keeps his short run speed. Yeah, they're so good. I hate to admit it, but they are. No,
they had it. I was like, no worries. He was quick on the restarts. He was quick on those first opening laps. And then Larson would get up there, but then he kept it. And it was like, damn, how do you, he found that, that teetering, that line and that's what they've been doing. They've been doing that, and they've been up there. They've been winning. I know his couple races before he crashed, Talladega, obviously. Texas, he had crashed.
But it was like trying to catch Chase, yeah.
Yes. So it just it worked out. But after qualifying, the race, it was, in stage 1, Larson and Chase were just eating spots, and Gibbs. Chase was up. I mean, Larson was flying Chase, and it was like, in Chase in the post race, I haven't passed that many cars in one race in one day, and it was fun. And it's like to have a car that you knew these other guys were short run or, not like Denny, they were flying by him, and it was like, that's kind of fun, So, you know what, I know,
One thing I
you know,
was thinking of, Joe, one thing I was thinking of at the end of this race is NASCAR, even with the Gen 7 car, for a couple years, I felt like, you know, Trackhouse would get some wins. Dylan would get a win. Now I
Yep.
feel like if you don't race for Hendrick or Joe Gibbs,
it's, dude, I was having that conversation with someone and Joe Gibbs versus Hendrick every race and
every week.
Ford. I mean, you know, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does make sense. They're the two biggest guys. I mean, Christopher, you know, Bowman's been great for whatever, but Christopher Bell, I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, I picked him twice
We were ready to
win
crown Christopher
races.
Bell. I was ready to crown him. Like
Yeah,
Cup
we
Series
asked, we have
champion.
our third or fourth episode was, is it Christopher Bell's year? And it was like something switched. It was
Dude,
like a light switch.
Ever since the road course, when
I mean,
he crashed them, he hasn't been the same since then.
I don't understand. It was, I don't know. It's weird. So, but yeah, what else happened?
I really thought Brad had a good car, but he could not keep that thing straight.
No, Brad was a mess, but he was fast.
Byron had a pit problem. His team finally screwed him.
Oh my God. Byron had a good
car. He had a good car.
Super quick. And they dropped the jack before the tire was on. Couldn't get the jack
like
back underneath.
Spots.
Yeah. 24-second pit stop. Now he's a lap down. And it's like, oh man. And that happens. It's that quick. So
I think where the race really turned though was stage 3. Larson jumps Denny in the pits.
Yep.
Larson's team always does it for him.
32 seconds to 35 was the difference there.
And then boom, we get a yellow. And I'm like, all right, great. We're going to get a Denny Larson restart. Is Larson going to use them up? Yep. Larson, he must be saving that one. He's got to be saving that payback.
He's respected him far too much.
Way too much, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, just put him into the wall. Just do it.
Yeah, exactly. Just for the fans, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
And then the end of the race, and then, you know, Denny gets ahead and he gets like a 2 or 3 second lead. And
it was, man.
Yeah.
It just, I totally thought he was going to catch him.
Needed probably 5 more laps, probably.
Yeah. It was, man, you know, we wanted that win. Second place is fine. Chase Elliott with a top 5. Everything went well for the day. It just, man, it was so close. And you could see him just running that high line and it made me smile. I was just watching him like, there he goes. All right, he's up. And then Denny started taking away the line and they're saying, you know, talking about remove the, you know, we didn't get into that. I
was going to say, what do you think
rear
about
view,
moving the camera?
You know? Yeah, remove the camera. And, you know, Denny said, Denny said, I listen to my spotter. You know, a lot of them don't pay attention to that. They look up, they'll glance. But, you know, you're listening to your spotter. Hey, he's going high. You need to be going high. Okay. So, because, I mean, the last 5, 6, 7 laps, he literally ran the same exact line as Larson, and Larson couldn't do anything. And with these cars, you know, that dirty air it makes the world of difference. Excuse me.
Yep.
And, you know, I don't know. I mean, we're in 2024. There's cameras, there's stuff like that. I feel like if you're a driver and you're using just that, I think it might hurt you. I don't know. So, anyways, it was a good race.
Something to think about as the you know, seasons go on.
Yeah,
Larson said when I won in Vegas, I was just staring at my camera blocking Reddick.
Exactly. So, you know, I don't think it hurts. You know, if you have a faster car, you're going to get around him. If you're good at watching him and running his line, that's fine too. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, you should make it as hard as possible. Make it as hard as possible for these guys. The car's already difficult to drive. Why not add the camera to it? Why not take all the cameras or all the mirrors away? Give them no mirrors, you know?
No spotter.
Yeah.
Pretty soon they'll pull
no
the
spotter. Just get out there. And if they hit, they hit. But yeah,
funny.
Add some excitement. But yeah. All right, man. Yeah, no, it was good. I would have picked Denny Hamlin, and I texted you it. We didn't have our show, but I said Denny Hamlin, and
yeah, that doesn't count though.
You know, I get that pick. You know,
Joey, another driver with 3 wins on the year. Unfortunately.
Yeah, 3 and 3. So I'm gonna one of them's getting one more. So
I'm in big trouble. All right,
yeah,
let's
so we got
let's go on to
Kansas.
Joe.
We got Kansas, baby. Let's do it.
Coming up next.
Haley pushes him. Elliott's going to win stage 2.
Nice work.
Stage 2, Joe. Like we always
Stage
say,
2.
Dover was fun. On to Kansas.
On to Kansas.
Joe, Kansas, we talked about it earlier. 1.5-miler, which it's a tri-oval intermediate track.
Yeah, and you think of Larson and Hamlin.
Those are
the...
and Reddick. You know, I was looking at previous winners, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that? I gotta pull that back up. So in the new car, this is funny actually. Kurt Busch won in 2022.
Interesting.
Shout out Kurt Busch. Bubba Wallace, 2022, wins in Kansas.
I remember his first real win. Yes.
Denny Hamlin, 2023, and Tyler Reddick was that in the playoffs last year?
Yeah.
That'd have been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 3 straight.
And Denny shouldn't even
Toyotas.
have been. Denny took out Larson, so it should have been a Larson in there. So yeah, I feel, I mean, word for word, pound for word, Jesus, pound for pound, it's going to be Larson versus Hamlin on Sunday. Mark my words.
Hard to win 2 races in a row, Joe. It's hard to win 2 in a row.
But it's been done. It's been done.
And I think, you know, and man, you got Reddick, then you got Hamlin. Are either of those guys up for the challenge this week? I know Larson's going to be hungry.
Larson
Chase coming off what he did in Texas.
Yes, and
Chase
1.5. His confidence. Third in points for Chase Elliott. Like, come on. I mean, they figured something out. And it's good, but I truthfully, you know, I say Hamlin, but I truthfully, Larson's only won 1 race. He doesn't like that. I mean, he doesn't like that. So I feel like we're going to have some battle at the end, and I think Chase might be involved in that. Reddick's going to be involved. And I look for Ross Chastain. He's got to get his he's got to get his first of the year. And he was strong. He had a good car. He had a good car at Texas. He had a good car. You know, those are the guys that I look at, but I like Kansas. But it's 1.5 miles. Of course we're going to love it. You know what I mean?
I've always pulled for Ross, even when he was in the 42. I always liked how he raced.
Yeah.
But if you're not running for Gibbs 2311 or Hendrick right now, I mean, I don't think give a shot. Suarez got that win early in the year.
And we're not saying it's a fluke. I don't take anything away from it.
That was a great job by Suarez.
It was a racetrack.
How you gonna win at a 1.5? I just don't think you got the speed.
You're not.
It's a have and have not. You know,
we've kind of addressed it, and you've addressed it. There's gonna be 5 or 6 guys, and that's it. Unfortunately, and it's gonna be the 2 or 3 from Hendrick and 2 and 3 from Joe Gibbs. That's it. That's literally.
Yeah, and this isn't Bowman. Bowman doesn't do that. I feel bad for. We didn't even talk about Bowman at Dover.
He had a great, and he was great at Dover.
Great run, and once Denny cut him off in the pits.
Yeah.
And how that wasn't speeding. How that wasn't speeding on Denny.
Larson, he was pissed. Like, what was Larson supposed to do? It was
He's up against the wall. Larson's up against the wall.
Where's he going to go? You know. But you're frustrated. You know, they talked about it on Race Hub the other day, and Larry said, you know, he's frustrated. He's not mad at that. He goes, he sees his other 3 guys that he meets with every single week. They each have a win. Well, Byron has more, but they've each saw victory lane, and he hasn't. So there's frustration. And, you know, he does Dover. I think they said 6 out of the last 7 starts, he's had a top 10 at Dover. So, you know, I think he's doing well. It's hard when you have Byron and Larson and Chase Elliott. I mean, they're just, I think
Joey Bowman's had a really good year, and he'll point into the playoffs at this rate.
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to have 16 race winners, Joe. Not like we do sometimes.
I don't think so.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Kansas this week, Joey. Unfortunately, I did check the weather.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so we're looking at a little bit of rain. We're looking at rain Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So hold your breath this weekend. We might be racing Monday.
You know, see, and that I'm going to get into that real quick. You know, we just got our tickets. We're getting our tickets for Sonoma. We'll be in Sonoma in June.
Yeah, next month.
I don't know why I just spaced on that. Yeah, we're in May. Shit. And the weather that we've had here recently, just a Sonoma race right now would be freaking amazing, and let the weather kind of clear out. It's April showers over on the East Coast. Let that go. It'd be nice. We're going to be out there and it's going to be 100 degrees. We got the weekend pass. So with 3 days of racing for us, it's going to be fun,
Yeah.
So,
expect lots of content.
Yeah.
We're going to be pumping it out.
Oh my God. Of course. So, well, we might have to do some videos from the track. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into betting picks. We didn't have one
do our
last
picks?
week. I would have won. But
Yeah.
let's we don't want to run too long. We had to talk about 2 races. We're kind of just getting back into it. I think we figured out a problem. Our IT guy messaged us from the beach apparently, and said it might be a cable here and there. I don't know, but let's get into it. I'm gonna pull up the odds, and we'll be right back.
Stage 3 in our picks coming up.
I'm a believer. They're in it for the long haul.
Joey, stage 3, stage 3, and our picks.
Yeah, I pulled them up.
We're gonna keep this short and sweet here.
DraftKings
odds, courtist of DraftKings. Shout out DraftKings. 1 pick each.
Yeah, and I'm just laughing, man. I'm laughing because I just can't wait to say my pick.
Bring it on. You go first, Joe.
I wasn't allowed to do this again.
No, you can't. No, don't do it, Joe. You're not allowed. You've already cursed.
All right. I'll just do him on the side, or I will bet him on the side.
Yeah.
That didn't sound good. I since I can't take him because I don't want to jinx him. I'm you know what, you go first. I'm gonna look.
I'm gonna take Kyle Larson.
I was gonna go with that.
I'm gonna fanboy out. But you know what I really like, Joe, for value? I like Bubba Wallace 15-1. I think there's great value.
That's what I was just gonna. It was either gonna be him or I looked. I don't know what happened to Ty Gibbs, but he's Joe Gibbs Racing. Ty Gibbs has to get one, but he's it's not that he's not proving it. Man,
Joey, clock's on you right now.
I know. I'm gonna go. I want to be on the right side of history if it happens, and I'm gonna go William Byron for his 4th win. To win that bet.
You're a dirty dog.
So let's get that. I want Byron, the 24 car, back in victory lane. We need it. I would have gone Larson, but I don't want to jinx him, and I don't want to fanboy out and take your guy. So, all right, everyone,
Joey,
that was fun.
Good to be back.
Hey, and as I've said, I'm not really drinking anymore, so drink responsibly, please. As always.
God bless America. Thanks for listening.